Hello, it's Alessandra. How are you today? I hope you're all doing really well wherever you are in the world. And if you're coming for the first time, thank you for dropping by. And if you're coming back after other readings, thank you for coming back to listen to what I have to say in the readings. Today, the word that came through this morning as soon as I got up was the world. So I think the intention today for the reading will be what can the world show us? What is it that we can do in this world to make it better? So the intention can also be anything that you feel that you want to know about the world. And the reading will just obviously connect with that energy, and we'll see what cards come through. As usual, I will pick 3 cards. Now, I don't always pick 3 cards, but I'm going to pick 3 cards today. And obviously the cards that I use are the Osho Zen Tarot cards. And so the intention is by just putting out that word world, and whatever comes back will be purposeful. The intention is set for anything that we need to know. Okay, so I'm just going to shuffle the cards, and I don't look at them. Turned in a way that I cannot see them. I feel as if I need to shuffle a bit extra. Who knows why? Let's see how we go. Okay, let's pick the first card. Oh, past moment, going with the flow. Now, in the past, there is a part of our understanding about light beings and who we are. It's always been about going with the flow. Now, the past is obviously the recent past that we've gone, and obviously a lot of us had to go a bit with the flow because things were happening in rapid succession, and therefore it wasn't really possible to have plans working out. There was situations that were out of our control. So this card was perfectly in alignment with that, saying, you know, if you go with the flow of what is going on, it's much easier than pushing against the tide. Floating is much better than sort of trying to swim when you clearly know that you're not able to swim. So going with the tide is just go with every moment, one moment at a time. A lot of us have done that, and a lot of us have struggled. So this card is saying the world didn't look the way you wanted. It obviously gave you the impression that things were upside down most of the time, struggling to get your head around it. But instead, if you're able to just 1 second, 1 moment, 1 day at a time, that floating is what the world needed to do. Okay, so this is a card that is very good. In the past moment, it's just indicating that some of us most probably have struggled a bit more than others. But even now, it's about flowing with it rather than pushing against it. Okay, so let's see what other cards come through. See for the present moment which card will come through. Sharing. Now, this is not the first time I've had the card today, and today is the number 3 day out of a 3-month on a 6 universal year. So the 3 is about freedom. Numerology is about freedom and keeping yourself in a space where you are making choices. Sharing is very important for a number 3 path and a 3 day because it's about being in a group of people and sharing knowledge, sharing connections. So again, it's bringing back this power of flowing, because then the right people and situations will come into your awareness to give you that possibility of not struggling as much. So the world is saying to you today, what can we do to help you to stay in a space of flowing rather than in a space of struggling? Now, there are a lot of people around the world that are doing that. A lot of light workers, a lot of healers who are putting themselves to the service of others in whatever area of expertise they have, healing, law, whatever it is. They're all coming out and they're all putting their expertise to the value of creating that connection with the world. So it's a moment where we are doing that. And the 3 is about that freedom of empowerment. If we get stuck and bogged down, we're not floating, we're not sharing, what happens is that there is stagnation. And this is what we need to sort of look at the moment. Are we stagnating as a community, a larger community? Yes, there are things that are possibly in your face, but again, there has been more things that are worthy of seeing, of people who have stepped up, and that's what it's saying today. So pay attention to where you are. Look around you And this world that we're looking at is changing. It's no longer what we thought it was, but at the same time, the sharing of it, the capability of those who can see the end of the tunnel, that's what we're looking for. So this card is very, very good. And if you can see, she's dressed up in a very fine clothes. There's gold, and she's holding like a treasure trove and saying, look, I've got things that I can share with you. So you will find people who will come into your life and do just that. No matter what it is that you're asking, flow with it. Trust that things will come. Okay, good. So let's see what the third card is. Shuffle the cards a bit more. It seems that we're being given a very clear message that, sometimes the water can be rough, but how do we save ourselves? You're taught when you're taught to swim that if you're in a situation where you're feeling uncomfortable and you're feeling as if you can't swim, and especially if you find yourself in difficulty in the ocean, flip around on your back and float. So more or less, that's more a survival mode. But at the same time, it allows you to keep yourself in a space of not so much anxiety. Okay. Understanding is the third card. Very good for a third card and for a future moment. So let's put the cards together. So I have the flow, sharing, and understanding. Now, as you can see, this card is the understanding is not so much that you need to know something in particular. The most in depth that you can go with what is going on is understanding that you're in charge of either staying in a cage and believing that there is no way out, or allowing that capability that you have to just flow with it and then see that there is actually no gate to this cage. It may look as if you're stuck, it may look as if you have no way out, but at the same time, there are always opportunities when you understand and not look at just how did they get out of the cage? How did those people understand that, the gate was open? Well, you need to ask them. That's where the sharing comes in. Ask them what they know that you haven't really understood yet. So have the courage to tap into that energy and go, who is it that I can ask how they got out of this cage, how they understood that freedom, how they understood that life is about flowing, how they understood that it's about sharing, because that's also part of it. We are a community. Sometimes we forget that we are a community, but there are so many people out there that are sharing what they know. So don't believe that you're in a cage. The cage has never been locked. You're in charge of either staying in it or moving out of it. And as a humanity, as a community, we have the capability right now to either stay in a cage or give ourselves permission to open that gate that has never been locked and just fly out. And that flight becomes something new, something so powerful. And I see my totem animal all the time when I think of that. It's the eagle, and the eagle has no restraint. You cannot lock up the eagle because it knows how to look further ahead. It's a remote viewer. It can see where we can't see. See skies after skies of possibilities and opportunities for everyone. So that's where I gain that knowledge from my totem animal, and that's what I'm asking you to take from this reading, that no matter what you're seeing in front of you, the cage is not your destination. It's just a moment in time. Now, I do hope that this has helped you on a number 3 day, where we either are free and empowering each other through community, or we are stuck and we are like we've got chains around us. The 3 has got this duality of either feeling very empowering and empowered and having fun and enjoying life no matter what is going on, or it feels that it's bogged down deep inside a dungeon and can't get out. So either way, there's always a middle ground, but the middle ground is understanding the cage, the door is open. All you have to do is just fly out, okay? I hope this has helped you in any way, and thank you for dropping by, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.